Hey people, Injured 3v3, Hades Wastes blue team. Dragium is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee, alongside RedRe Venge with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. And rounding off this team, Draktan is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, the Word Bearers DLC here. Red team, we got some Tyranids. First up is Noisy with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, with powerful support and disruption, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Enrique. Alongside here, Corona-chan is a Ravana Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. Warlock's having a go. And rounding off the teams is Gaius Baltar with another Chaos Lord, this time with the Thousand Suns elite scheme up against the Sorcerer. Where's the Doom Bolts? There it is. Oh, it's a pretty good Doom Bolts. Look how much health it took off those guys. They might drop a model in this fight. Meanwhile in the mid, the Eldar have backed off and West is going to turn red. That's the contested VP over there. Meanwhile, CSM are very low. They drop a model. Some Corn Worship saves them perhaps. Might be able to stay in play now. The Chaos Lord should be able to tie up those CSM all day long. Heretic on heretic violence. There's a Doom Blast and flee. And now they should be able to pile in on the Sorcerer and shoot him with those guys and get rid of him. Doom Bolts at the feet. Not enough to deter those heretics. I think they're going to get this done. Chaos Lord saw off those CSM and now Gaius Baltar can retreat those guys and cap up some stuff. Meanwhile, Tyranids pushing through the mid. There's a Disruptor. Banshees, looks like they did not charge in, but they might now. Corona-chan trying to create some space. Hormagaunts couldn't quite get the cap done. They do have Adrenal Glands though. And we see double Hormagaunts for Noisy. Both getting Adrenal Glands as first power purchase. Banshee's getting stuck in. They're going to need to blink and run though. There we go. Hormagaunts also got out of there. 2 models on the Hormagaunts, 3 on the Banshees. Keeping the pressure up though is RedRe Venge. Most likely we're going to see Immolator against double Tyranids. We might also see the Combi Flamer from the Chaos Lord here against double Tyranids. Trying to see off some Hormagaunts. Meanwhile, Gaius Baltar is getting a Combi Flamer. Really? Against a mirror. I mean, it's a good weapon, but the double CSM of Draktan being heavy infantry will have some natural resistance against the piercing damage of the Combi Flamer. People are often confused by that, by the fact that it's called piercing damage. They expect it to like pierce armor and stuff, but no, piercing damage is the most basic form of ranged DPS in this game, resisted by anything over regular infantry or light infantry. So we might see double Combi Flamers from both the Chaos Lords. Keeping the pressure up though in the mid, well, eastern mid type area is Draktan. Mark of Corn Worship I should say, keeping those CSM running. But the Sorcerer stayed on them. Not sure if this is worthwhile. Doom Bolts hits-ish. Doom Blast certainly suppressed them, but they should be both on melee stance now from Draktan and smacking on those heretics, and they're not. Yeah, if he put them both on melee stance, I think those heretics wouldn't have got away. But that was a bit of a sloppy approach then from Gaius Baltar. Did get in behind and get a good immolate on the double CSM though. Maybe they were expecting the Chaos Lord to show up a little bit sooner. It's a good kill to weak. Might be able to get a model off these CSM. Got a model off those guys. You know what? Killed 2 CSM. Killed a bunch of heretics. Did okay. Did okay. And he's still in play here. Good special. Might be able to get another one just by the Combi Flamer shooting the crap out of him. Maybe not. Now turns to fight the Sorcerer. I don't think he has the health to fight the Sorcerer there. Bashing the power in the mid is Corona-chan with double Ravana Broods on the field. Single Raveners for Noisy here. They start off with ranged Devourer weapons, but as you can see, you can send them into melee to do some work for you. Good special attack there. Can also Burrow Strike through the ground. We see some green crap, which means Rending Talons up for Enrique the Hive Tyrant. Chasing down some CSM. These guys have Eternal War, I think. One of them at least. Ouch. Lots of melee on retreat there. Here comes a Guardian weapon team though for RedRe Venge. Keeping those guys at bay. They might be Burrow Strike, but there's Banshees there. Not to mention the Warlock himself, who does have the Immolator Blade. Oh, Chaos Lord went down. Immolator Blade sets stuff on fire on hit, doing damage over time. Also has the Immolate ability, which you can throw on a clump of Termagants or something to really mess them up. Follow it up with the Destructor especially. Shuriken has to retreat because of the Burrow Strike, and they promptly leave. Was expecting grenades to go in there. I will force them off. Red team now trying to defend. Not typically Tyranid strong suit. They're really good at pushing and pushing from multiple angles, but they don't typically stabilize on VP super well. Hive Tyrant can help with that, getting a brood nest up and that kind of thing. Might be worthwhile. We've got Aspiring Champion Heretics here for Dragium. And Noise Marines, there's that Sonic Blaster. Good AoE damage, especially to light infantry, and shuts down ranged weaponry. So if they can get it onto Corona Chan's ranged blob, could be super effective. Here comes Warrior Brood from Noisy. Yeah, maybe overextended a bit there, the red Tyranid team, and I think the blue team are going to get on the VP now. There's still some stuff here, but yeah, they need to back off. Meanwhile, east side, Chaos versus Chaos. Gaius Baltar having a rough time. All the Heretics are dead, you can see them there. It's Raptors for both players, but still double CSM and Heretics for Draktan. That's the Sword of Flame from the Sorcerer. Takes down the Chaos Lord with the help of Coruscating Flame, which was on the Raptors there. And down he goes. Looking rough over there for Gaius Baltar. 3-2-1 to 500. Shuriken helps to keep things at bay. Kind of force your opponent to come from a different angle, or maybe commit their Raveners. What's the sound? Oh, here it is. Bashing the node over there. Noisy's not happy. Here's the Warrior Brood. Start off as a power melee unit that can jump on you, providing a basic synapse. Also act as a detector, which is handy. Eldar pushing through the mid. Gonna get onto the power, I think, unless they get flanked. Ravener Brood also dealt with. The Banshee should be on the power. They do have the aspect of strength. They got some grenades as well in case something gets close. And double Guardian weapon teams for RedRe Venge. Tier 2 already for Gaius Baltar. Tier 2 also for Noisy, Dragium and Draktan, all three going at around about the same time. These are Gaius Baltar's Raptors, but they can't really jump in on that. Just force melee with the double CSM, and the Heretics will smack them up. Kicking off on the west side power. Trying to defend it here is Dragium. Got no energy left for Kill the Weak because of the Dark Halo. So we'll most likely see the Harness of Rage and maybe some Lightning Claws in Tier 2. Gets away. Now they can get onto the powder. Warrior Brood is really low. Meanwhile, Eldar are pushing the mid power. Warlock I don't think is going to get away there. Goes down. Did some good work though. Raptors jumping on the Chaos Space Marines of Draktan. They pushed up really far. Trying to assist the power bash, I think. Banshees might get onto those Raptors though. Yep. Heretics also, perhaps lucky to only lose one model there. Here are Bloodletters from Gaius Baltar. A good response to the army that Draktan has right now, but they can't go in alone like that. Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy play then from Gaius Baltar to send them in alone. They do have some more Heretics. The CSM can take some heavy cover, maybe get some work done. Raptors getting in to the Tyranids. These are Draktans with the Aspiring Champion, that heavy melee Demon Maul. Look at that thing. That's gotta hurt. Just saw the Demonic Strength, or Demonic Fury I think it's called. I always forget the name of that thing. Read by a power please, says RedRe Venge. They are referring to that southwest power that got hit by Noisy. Anything else for the Sorcerer? Nope, level 3 did get the VP though. Big old retreat. Doom Bolts? Nope. Just gonna smack on some Hormagaunts. Can they get away from this? They don't have the teleport. Oh, special attack might save them. And Oh. They teleported the raptors to them there to get them out of trouble. They were being chased back, I think. West side. The capillary tower is going to be taken down. Howling Banshees do have their Exarch. She gets that nifty heavy melee spear. Meanwhile, Dragium's going to decap. We got, oh man, down to double CSM. Bloodletters on the way here too. Bloodletters usually do pretty damn good against Tyranids. And a Venom Brew from Corona Chan. Noisy with a Tyrant Guard. Maybe called in. Not sure. Did not notice it. Did not notice it being produced, so maybe it was called in. Bunch of dead stuff on this VP already. I'm liking it. What's this? It's some heretics from Gaius Baltar bashing node. Gonna get a revive here. Doesn't quite level Corona Chan, but I do have the Synapse Aura for damage. Might want to look into getting that lovely Corrosive Devourer too against double CSM. Especially if we see some Wraith Guard or something. Do a lot of damage to Wraith Guard with that Corrosive Devourer. 43 Plasma DPS or something crazy. Chaos Lord did not like fighting that Tyrant Guard there. Got messed up. Does get away though. Red team are going to take back the west side, I think, because RedRe Venge had ventured east. Or mid. Yeah, now they're coming back out to the west. Shuriken does set up just in time and start firing. Raptors jumping on them though. Where are the grenades? There they are. Warp throw into the grenades. Beautifully done by RedRe Venge. Got some good kills there. And the Banshees got in too. Raptors now in trouble. Banshees on them. Looks like they are going to be okay. Can they get away without a model loss? Maybe. Banshees are pretty good chasers, and they did lose one. Big old spear stabbed him in the back. Bloodletters are demons with power melee damage. Super effective, especially with some worship support, of course. Can teleport around and phase out of his distance, kicking off on the natural VPs. Gaius Baltar lost the indicator for them. They've gone for Armor of the Inferno. They're all about the fire today. Sorcerer's got the Robes of Torment. Chains of Torment you just saw over there. What's going on west side? Turning red. The Tyranids are able to get back here quite quickly to pressure it. I haven't seen a Brood Nest go up yet. Maybe it has. We've got some Plague Marines from Dragium. Get some good DPS on the Tyrant Guard actually. Can they get another missile? They can. Slowing down the Tyrant Guard per hit of that missile launcher. Looks like, I'm not sure if that was a warp throw or Corona Chan just overextended a little bit there. Might have been a warp throw. And they just retreated out of it. Tyrant Guard charging through. There's that seismic roar from Enrique. The Hive Tyrant also has a Psychic Scream now. 3-2-1 to 3-3-5. The VPs are very even. Looks like Gaius Baltar's getting his natural VP back on the minimap there. Chaos Lord, Lightning Claws on the way, which suggests we are going to see the Harness of Rage for Dragium. Warlock dropped in from RedRe Venge. Already has the Executioner Spear. This Tyrant Guard is not getting away because Plague Marines are here, as well as the Raptors Aspiring Champion. Unless these guys can Burrow Strike with the Raveners or something. No, he's going to go down. Oh, the Chaos Lord also went down. Shot to death by Tyranids. Tyranids really can put together a powerful ranged army, can't they? We've got ranged Synapse now, as well as the damaged Synapse Aura for the Ravener Alpha. Doesn't have the Corrosive Devourer yet though. Gone tier 3. Noisy also going to go tier 3, I think. Yep, there it is. East side. Oh, they have the power. Gaius Baltar got the power back and a decent army here pushing in. Got some Marco Zinc CSM with Aspiring Champion. Got a big old Chaos Lord. Got some Heretics. Got some Bloodletters. Got some upgraded Raptors. And that's actually pretty good army for fighting Draktan, unless they can mess everything up with the Chains of Torment, of course. Bloodletters are super effective against this heavy infantry stuff. Here we go. Enrique charging in, and there's a Psychic Scream. It lasts 15 seconds, I think, which doesn't sound like a long time, but most fights are over within that kind of time frame. Might see a big fight here, though. So there's red debuff circles from the Psychic Scream. Slaughter popped on these CSM here. Dragiums might be able to take out those Raveners. It's going to be close. Nope, they get away. They have the enhanced muscle coil actually from Noisy, which means, yeah, we have adrenal glands, melee synapse, grenades going in. Was that a warp throw setup as well? I think it might have been. I wasn't looking. But they seem to be knocked over for a second there. 277 to 332. Some good Eldar shenanigans so far from RedRe Venge. Anything for the Ravener Alpha yet in terms of weaponry? No. Now fighting an Autarch. Trying to take out his capillary towers when they can. Chaos Lord's back to his feet and is indeed getting the Harness of Rage. So he should see a pretty effective close combat Chaos Lord. Plague Marines get it done. Their sheer pool of hit points there. 236 to 332 on the VPs. Chaos Lord flees. Gaius Baltar helping out here. Look, did get the VP. Looks like some heretics died, but they got away with everything, I think. Yep. And tier 3 for all players. Nope, Dragium still in tier 2. Has plenty of power though. Red team have had this. If you have 3 full powers, you get 69 power per minute. That's more than 1 a second. You can see it here on the red team. Fine effects on the way for Noisy. Here come a bunch of Eldar. Hive Tyrant spotted them and went charging in, and they backed the hell away, as you would. Want to try to avoid that Psychic Scream, I guess. Noisy may have overcommitted, might get forced off the field before they can scream. I think we'll see the Thorn back here from Noisy. Interestingly, Eldar can counter Barb Strangler Carnifexes relatively well, kind of, if they could get an Avatar, because that will provide a synapse, an aura that gives suppression immunity. East side kicking off. I don't think Gaius Baltar can hold it. And nuke is largely dodged by Draktan. Gaius Baltar dropped their CSM. Heretics will get away, but they're going to lose that VP. Oh, maybe not. Raptors were able to jump, and they do go down. Gaius Baltar down to 2 units now. Power bash from the Tyranids. Carnifex is indeed a Thornback, but we have one on the way from Corona-chan too. Chaos Lord looking for something to slice up. He's ready. Level 3 just popped it. Here comes the Carnifex. They need this guy to do a lot of work, I think. What do they have in terms of anti-vehicle? They have the Plague Marines. They could have multiple Bright Lancers too. They have the Banshees, but they don't really want to get into melee with a Carnifex. If they can help it. Better for them to look for softer targets, I think. 193 to 290. Plague Marines are being tied up. So they can't fire that missile. Chaos Lords going after the Carnifex, really. That's not a good target for him to be fighting. I guess there's not much else around, eh? Could be trying to slash through the Hormagaunts. I mean, distracted the Carnifex is not fighting the Plague Marines anymore. Here comes Enrique charging through. Oh, he's gone for Seismic Roar, not for the Psychic Scream. Slaughter up on those CSM. Here comes some assistance now from Draktan. 3v2 on this side. We do see a Barb Strangler Carnifex from Corona-chan. No sign of the Avatar yet. Do they even have the population for an Avatar? They do. And they nearly have... Looks like they're saving for it. Uh-oh. Warp throw into an Eldritch. That's going to get the Carnifex. Some really good work there from RedRe Venge again. I don't think the Carnifex is going to get away now. This guy won't have melee resistance because of the Barb Strangler. Autarch jumps in, heals up the Banshees, and I think gives them a damage bonus with that leap, and down goes the Carnifex. Did not last long after that Eldritch, eh? Oh, we do see a Brood nest up here. East side. Gaius Baltar not giving up. Gets back onto that power. Has got a tank now with Mark of Khorne. Still got some leveled up and well, level 2, and upgraded Raptors. Chaos Lord's level 3. It's going to get onto the VP, in fact. Look at this. Where is Draktan stuff now? Oh, they're in base. Going to get a decap at least. 193 to 222. Gaius Baltar now getting some heretics out to support. Did you level up again, Chaos Lord? Nope, you're still level 3. Warlock's been amazing so far, level 7. And Avatar of Cain is on the way. Yep, Avatar coming in the chat there. Gonna get a revive for Noisy. The Raven Alpha still doesn't have the Corrosive Devourer. Oh, they actually got the cap. Raptors dropped models left and right, but they got the cap. Tank doing some work now. Draktan has some Chaos Terminators though, with the autocannon already purchased. So they can help whittle down that tank. Bloodletter's getting stuck in. Confused by a wall. There we go. Now they are shifted out of resistance. They won't take damage there. Meanwhile, west side kicking off. That Thornback Carnifex getting swings in. Fighting some Lightning Claw Terminators here from Dragium. They should be tying up the Plague Marines, but that's what the little Rippers are doing right now. RedRe Venge chasing through. Struggled to control the movement of this Warlock, haven't he? He's having a great time. Tried to warp throw into grenades there, didn't quite work as well as last time. Yeah, no, Warlock is like running freely just into stuff, warp throwing, causing all sorts of problems. But they stayed in play, they didn't retreat out, it just backed off there, the Tyranids. Looks like this Carnifex is not going to get away. Did a lot of damage to the Terminators, actually got one of them down, but does go down to the Plague Marine missiles. Couldn't quite get here in time with this stuff. Avatar is where? Is here. See that blue aura? That should make these guys immune to suppression. Do we even still have a... We don't even have a Barb Strangler Carnifex anymore anyway. 160 to 208. Warrior Brood up to level 2. Can they get onto the power here? Maybe. Avatar just hanging out. This thing is a super unit for Eldar. Powerful in combat and has those great AoE aura buffs. 160 to 202. East side is what? It's a big old murder fest is what it is. Melter bomb from the Raptors here. Need to be careful though, heretics on them. And they lose melee resistance I believe when they get their melters. I think that's set to be changed in the next update. They're going to keep melee resistance. But at the moment, yeah, they're getting torn apart by those heretics. And down they go, wiped. Those fellas be wiped. They got onto the power, they decapped the power indeed. Well done, Noisy. Brood Nest is still up here, providing some support. Avatar looking for those Wailing Doom hits, I suppose. Could set it up with a warp throw. Maybe they already have. Meanwhile, Cloak of Shadows on the way. Got a Carnifex for Chronochan. It can be really difficult for Tyranids to deal with an Avatar. Don't have the Electroshock Grubs on the Warrior Brood. Just got to throw tons of piercing DPS in it, maybe. You typically don't see Tyranids get multiple Venom Broods. I mean, Carnifexes could go toe-to-toe with it, I guess. Venom Cannon Carnifex could do some work. Here we see, oh, it is a Barb Strangler here. It's still going to do a bunch of damage, but I believe, yeah, as you saw there, there's no suppression because of the Avatars close enough. And the aura is quite big. Look, these guys are still affected by the aura all the way over there. Meanwhile, Gaius Baltar continues to push. They have recovered like several times, I feel like. And they've recovered well. Hasn't panicked, hasn't complained, just got on with the grim dealings of murder. West side kicking off again. That's a warp throw into a Wailing Doom. Didn't quite hit perfectly, but does some damage at the edge there. Plague Marines shooting at the Carnifex. Looks like it can't charge away here. Might go down. Barb Strangler Carnifex getting some really good shots in, but not suppressing anything. Chains of Torment now. Just a rough time for the Tyranids over here. And a nuke from Draktan. Ouch. The Imperial Abyss there. Messed up some Tyranids. 160 to 144. It was a 3v2 there. Meanwhile, though, Gaius Baltar gets on the VP. Got some Melter Raptors of their own. Draktan with a tank, most likely. Marco Zinch, I would think, to help shoot down the Carnifexes, maybe. Here comes Enrique. Charging in. Gets a Psychic Scream off, now going for the Bonded Exoskeleton. Makes him super tough. Even those guys benefiting from the Avatar's aura there and not being suppressed. It's making a massive difference. Because look how much DPS the Barb Strangler would be preventing if it was actually suppressing this stuff. The Avatar's doing a hell of a lot of work just by just standing there. Chaos Lord is almost level 5. And they haven't really touched the Avatar. Hasn't taken much damage. Not even 1,000 yet. What's going on over here? Are they going to push for the VP? There's some Khorne worship. Uh-oh, subjugated raptors. Gonna go after their own predator tank and melter bomb it. Look at that. Okay, subjugation wears off. Uh-oh, a nuke. That was from Dragium. Looks like they avoided it pretty well. Don't see any heavy losses for Noisy and Krona-chan. We have a Seer Council. Need more AV, says RedRe Venge. I guess they're full of stuff, pretty much. Can't get much with 12 pop. Jumping in. Jumping into death. Oh, these raptors here. Not the best call from Gaius Baltar. Not sure what they were going. Oh, I guess they wanted to get on the rear arm of the Predator tank. Oh, wow. How was that a rear armor hit? Well, that did a massive amount of damage there. Is it going to keep chasing? Oh, it stops chasing. Stopped chasing. 124 to 121. It's so even on the VPs. Can the blue team stabilize on the west side? There's another warp throw into a Wailing Doom. That one hit a bit better, didn't it? There's a nuke from Gaius Baltar. Causes a retreat, but didn't actually do that much damage. Pulled that Terminator in. That's doing some good damage. And spat it back out again. Carnifex not quite leveled up for Noisy. Got a bunch of Rippers to annoy things. Lightning Claw Terminator is super effective at tearing through infantry, but not so effective against vehicle armor, which is what a Carnifex has. I mean, it's still a lot of DPS, so they can get through it. Got the Chaos Lord helping out too. Carnifex charges away. Good thing too, because an Avatar was moving in. We have the Crushing Claws now for Enrique. And then he dies. He did do the Psychic Scream though, I think. 109 to 109. 2 to 1 for the red team. They are going to lose this contested though. Swarm Lord on the way for Noisy. They need to deal with this Avatar. I don't know if Swarm Lord is the way. I need some more Venom Broods and stuff. Venom Cannon Carnifexes. Not sure. It's difficult when Avatar's supported by this much stuff. They can tie up your things and warp throw you around. Very difficult. Double Mark of Khorne Predators for Gaius Baltar. Defending the VP. And still has this power somehow. What is that? Oh, that was an Autarch, sorry. Getting into a dangerous area and dying. I guess she was chasing something? I'm not sure. Might have just been forgotten about. Plague Marines on the way for Gaius Baltar now. And a Dreadnought for Draktan. If you see a Dreadnought early from a Sorcerer, you typically think it's going to be Mark of Khorne. But a Dreadnought coming out this late might be Mark of Zinch for that missile launcher. Mark of Zinch Dreadnought's pretty strong, I think. You've got 1,000 hit points. With a good anti-vehicle weapon, can typically go toe-to-toe with tanks relatively well. Maybe not a Lehman Russ, but other tanks, they do pretty well, I think. And should do some work against those Carnifexes, of course. But hey, maybe we'll see Mark of Khorne just sent in there to go ballistic. Tank of Draktan getting awfully close. This could be a vital fight here. It's like everyone's shown up. Barb Strangler Carnifex, Steel can't suppress things, warp throw into an Eldritch. Ouch, that was painful. Pretty damn painful. Look how the Eldar can just manipulate the battlefield. Pretty awesome. Those warp throws doing so much work in this game. But they completely throw you off your approach. How can you approach when you get tossed around? And how can you even want to approach when that kind of thing is threatened? You have to like send some stuff in as a patsy almost. There's this. That's a Tyranids formation over there. Avatar chasing some tanks, as you do. Oh, those Terminators teleported forward, but I don't think they're going to be able to finish him off. Swarmlord doing some work. That was a Blade Flurry. Tearing through some Seer Council here. But they still survived with 4 models, and it is a Mark of Tzeentch Dreadnought with the anti-vehicle missile launcher here. There's some good work to that Swarmlord, you know. Oh, we got 2 Swarmlords. Both of the Tyranid players got one. We've got a Fire Prism on the way for RedRe Venge. They've lost some stuff, so it freed up some population. Uncapped VP 107 to 47. Looks like the blue team are in the ascendancy, but things can change so quickly in Dawn of War 2. Avatar still hasn't taken that much damage. Gets away pretty clean. Double cap for the blues. Can they get a triple? Gaius Baltar trying to get back onto the natural. Look, it was Terminators that pushed through to get it. And they took a lot of damage from those Bloodletters. Wow. Chaos Lord is back on it. But what can get the west side here? Stormlord taking shots. Looks like GG, says Noisy. Single cap here. Yeah, they just can't stabilize on this VP at all. Avatar still being a massive pain in the ass. Both the Tyranid heroes down, and there's the game. A single cap at the end was enough. Couldn't quite get this back quickly enough here, Gaius Baltar. It's a fun game. Lots of cool Eldar stuff from RedRe Venge. Had a level 6 Chaos Lord. Had a level 9 Warlock. And that Cloak of Shadows must have been doing huge amounts of work. Supporting so much stuff in a big clump. We had a level 8 Sorcerer. The Hive Tyrant Enrique was down level 6. Had the Crushing Claws. We had a level 5 Raven. I'm not sure if they ever got a Corrosive Devourer. I'm not sure if it's modelled on the Ravener. And a level 6 Chaos Lord from Gaius Baltar. Had a rough time, but you know what? They kept on murdering on that east side. The Avatar was a massive problem to deal with, and they couldn't quite get it done. Every time they got close, warp throw into death. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.